Okay, the show is ended and you guys want to see my backyard and what I've been doing. So I'm going to take a quick video for you. Hold that thought. Okay, I'm going to start inside here. So if you hadn't seen any of my videos before, I have these big windows here in the Arizona room. So we had some screens put on the outside, which I'll show you when I go out. And we got a kickback from the energy company because it cut down on the UV light and the UH light, I think it is. And it's more, friendly and efficient energy. So that was the first thing we did. Now on the inside here, we had windows because I really didn't want to block all this beautiful view with curtains. So we had the windows tinted like you would do for your car. So at night, you can't really see out. During the day you can, like right now, I'm looking outside. But at night you can't, and it's very hard to look in. You might be able to see a little bit in, but it's very distorted. So let's keep going. Okay, so I'm on the patio, and I want to first show you the patio set. So this patio set was mismatched. It's not a complete set. I put the table separately, but I painted all the chairs gray. I painted the table gray, and then I bought new cushions. So this is what they look like, and then those are the gray shades that we put on the outside of the windows. Now, let's see what else. So here's Billy's work truck, his regular truck, and our trailer, which still has a couple things in it. And then this is the backyard. So we're slowly moving his tools, his tool boxes around, and that shed is where he keeps everything. And then there's Darcy. Say hi, Darcy. And then there's Miss Dixie Doo. And I'll show you the rest of the yard. So under this is a lime tree right by the back door here. And underneath is this really kind of cool cactus and fake snakes. So we left the cactus there. I think I'm just gonna put a border around the cactus because I kind of like it. And it just out of nowhere, a petunia came up in the middle of it. So now I'm gonna walk over. This part of the backyard is desert landscape, and I'm gonna probably keep it that way. So here's the aloe vera, and you can see how big these leaves are. I mean, they're huge. I'm gonna leave that there. Take this spike out because I'm not exactly sure why the spike is there, but I'm gonna leave the aloe vera there, and then I'm gonna make another little area here. This is my bird bath that Billy bought me. And over here, you have another lime tree, and this lime tree was like a bush. Actually, there's still some more. We cut it back a couple months ago, like in the winter time, and there's a little bird's nest right up there. And next to that is the oak barrels that I bought. So these are old oak barrels, and this is my grapevine. So I bought the grapevine, and it's doing fabulous here. And strawberries on the bottom. Now the strawberries are not doing that great. They're growing, but they don't have any flowers on them. So I think I planted them too late. So what I'm gonna do with them is they're gonna eventually get moved to the other planter, and I'll show you that in a minute. This is the second barrel, and there's the corn. I'm trying to get out of the sun here so you can see. There we go. So this is the second barrel. There's the corn. And I tried to do like the Three Sisters, but I only got two sisters in here. So the Three Sisters is the Native American way of growing corn, where they have corn, like in here, there would be two corn stalks, a bean planted in the middle to grow up around the corn, and then squash on the bottom, and that helps to keep the moisture in. So there's squash in there, and that's my corn. Now, I think I might have mentioned in one of my videos the tobacco that's growing in my backyard. It's wild tobacco. And when we first came here, we really didn't know what was here and what was planted, so we kind of just left everything and let it grow to see what was going to come up. So these were kind of interesting, so we just left them there. We don't smoke, so we don't know what we're going to do with them. This is some of the brush that we have been cutting stuff back on. And then this is the pond that was left here. And it's kind of like it was kind of done half-assed. I'm not gonna lie, okay? So this side I filled up with twigs on the bottom and some soil and some rocks on the bottom. So I've got some this tomato plant, I don't know what happened to him, but I've been picking tomatoes. There's all my tomatoes. I just planted peppers down there, so they'll have to be thinned out. I found some wild asparagus growing on the land, so I put this wild asparagus down in here. So this eventually is going to be just asparagus, and I think I'm going to move those strawberries over here. So those are the two things, and the tomatoes will go someplace else. So most of the tomatoes I picked off, there's a couple little scragglers there because I was making sauce. I also have my green onions, which I harvest and dry, and I have some parsley here. Okay, now, and I think they're doing well in the Arizona sun because they're under these mesquite trees. So they have sun, but they have some shading too, so I'm not getting burned up. Now on this side of the pond is where they had their koi fish. So we took the liner out, as you can see, and I'm filling it up with some debris from around the yard. And then once I get another layer of some of that brush broken up and put in here, then I'll start adding some soil in here. It's going to take a lot to fill this up. My plan is in here to have blueberry bushes or raspberry bushes. So that's my plan. Who knows? Now this is my herb pots. So, oh, there's Tilly's not out yet. She's sitting at her doorway. I'll show. So in here I have basil, oregano, thyme. And I put marigolds in the middle because that kind of keeps the bugs away. And right now the basil is going to seed. So when it gets dried up, this is not quite dried up yet, if you rub it, the black seed comes out, and then you can replant that. So I'll show you Miss Tilly's little house. So there's Miss Tilly's house, and she's sitting right in the doorway because it's about time for her to eat. So I will have to go make her lunch and feed her. So we have a little fence here to keep her out from where the trucks are so we don't run her over. And this is my lemon tree. And again, see how much pruning we had to do on that? Because they were just overgrown. So this part of the yard is the grassy part, and this is where Tilly hangs out. So she usually likes to go under these big bushes here in the back and stay cool. And then I turn the sprinkler on, and then she goes back and forth under the sprinkler and kind of gets cooled off a little. And then this is one of my bird feeders. Now there's a pipe in there because somebody said if you put the pipe in there, algae doesn't grow. I don't know. There's a little algae in there. So we'll see. This part of the yard has a cement patio and these big palm trees. I'm not exactly sure what the patio's for because there was not a pool here. So I don't know. And there's kind of little spots in it, like you could maybe put 1 or 2 chairs, but so then I got this little palm tree growing. Here's the corn I planted in the ground. This is the corn that the bunny got. So you can see right there, he got the corn. Billy says maybe the turtle ate it. And then just randomly, this tomato plant started growing in the middle of the lawn. And this tomato plant started growing in the middle of the lawn. And then this area is where eventually, once we get the trailer emptied, this is going to be the permanent home of the trailer. And we're thinking about putting some stone down in here to make it look a little neater. These are mulberry trees, and I have been picking the mulberries and putting them in the freezer because I'm going to make mulberry jelly. And so they're best when they're dark, like this. Actually, should have been a little darker, but I wanted to show it to you. So you don't get very many at a time. And they're not tart and they're not sweet. They're like a perfect blend in between. And I come out and I pick them. The birds have gotten the best of them. I'll probably be able to get 1 jar full, but that's okay. It's kind of fun to be able to take stuff off your own yard and make something with it. Okay, that's Tilly's salad. So there is collard greens, bok choy, and some yellow squash, and sometimes I'll put some fruit on it. I didn't really have any fruit today, so the mulberries that I picked, I threw them in there, and we're gonna go give it to Tilly. Well, she's being shy. She sees her food is right here, but it's not ready to come out yet. But trust me, she'll eat it, and trust me, it'll be gone. She's a big girl. Well, there she is. She came out. But I don't think she's quite ready to eat yet. But maybe she'll move for us. I don't know. Ow. Well, she's not gonna eat. All right, here she comes finally. What's she gonna go for first? Let's see. I say the bok choy. She likes the bok choy. Yep, it's the bok choy. There she goes. Eating the bok choy. Have a good week, everybody.